Rhea, I've made up my mind. I'm gonna quit the job I have now and change to a different career.
What? You're already planning on quitting now? It's been less than a year since you got that job, right?
But I'm tired of working for a company like this. The work I'm being made to do right now just doesn't work for me, you know?
But I think it's too soon to quit there already. I think you should rethink things one more time. If you leave that job this soon, then it's going to be very difficult to find your next job.
I'll be fine. I happen to already know where I plan to work on next and in what field. I won't be making as much money as I do here, but the work looks really calm, so I think that I can make things work here for a very long time.
You're going to be making even less again? I'm starting to think every time you go to another job, you lose close to $1,000 a year.
Well, this job is gonna be a lot easier for me, and I won't have to stay up past 5 as often. So I understand not making as much time around, but at least I'll be happier.
Are you sure you'll be happier at this new job?
I think so. I hate working jobs that force me to overwork like the one I'm dealing with right now. To be honest, I don't want to work that much in general. As long as I'm able to find a job where I don't have to do that much, I don't mind losing a couple grand a year in terms of income.
Well, what about our lives at home? I hope you don't start expecting me to pick up the pace because you want to relax and not work. If you were to start taking care of the house more, then I might be fine with you going to that new job. But
Are you talking about the chores?
well, if you're not going to be at work as often, then you'll have more time and energy at home, right? So you can take care of the chores more often. Right now, I'm having to manage both my own job and the chores. So if I'm going to be the one making more than you and working more, you can start doing the chores around this house. Then there will still be balance when it comes to our responsibilities.
What? I hate doing the chores.
If you don't start doing them after leaving your job, then I'm not going to be a happy camper. It's hard on me having to work and do all the chores right now. And when it comes to you, recently, you've been spending a lot more money, so be careful there. If you're going to be making less money, then you're going to have less in terms of savings.
Am I really spending that much?
For the past year now, you haven't spent any money on food for us or the bills for the house. And to make matters worse, every month I've been having to put some money into your accounts for you. I have to do that because you always tell me about how you never have enough money. To be honest, it's a bit strange you're not even helping me with any of the bills. If you're not going to be making as much, then you're not going to be getting as much from me anymore.
Come on now, you're the one making the most money here.
This is not about how much I'm making. You don't pay for anything in the house. You don't do any of the chores. Do you not see you're acting a little funny there by not taking care of anything when it comes to this household? If you're going to continue to not pay for groceries, or the electricity, or the gas, then you need to make up for that all elsewhere.
Alright, Rhea, I just need to handle the chores, right? I'm horrible at them, but I'll do my best to get through them all.
Thank you. This is a promise, alright? Next month, I'm going to be heading on a business trip. I think I'll be out of the house for around 2 weeks or so.
You'll be gone for 2 whole weeks? This is the first time you've ever been out of the house for that long.
I was left in charge of handling a new department that's out of state. So I'm going to have to head out and train some people for 2 weeks in order to get them all in shape.
I'm not sure what that's all about, but I can tell it's gonna be a pretty important job for you.
I'm thinking starting next month, I'm going to have a lot more work on my plate in general. That will all depend on how things go with my work now, though, of course.
Well, that also means that you'll get a raise, right? That's amazing.
All you seem to think about is money, Nico.
That's not true at all. I'm just really amazed to see that my own wife is doing so well inside the company that she's working for. And the fact that she's gonna get a raise is even better.
Well, I guess so. I've actually really wanted to work in management, so this is like a dream that's finally going to come true for me. Which means I'll be out of the house a bit more often, so make sure you take care of things here. While I'm out of town for work, make sure you don't dirty up the house too much.
I will not. Why are you getting so worried about the house and I anyway?
Well, because you barely ever clean.
Hey now, that's pretty rude. I've been doing a lot more of the chores done for you recently, haven't I?
That's true. Compared to how things were before, thank you for that. But soon, I'm going to have a lot more going on with work, so I'd like for you to do a little bit more yourself at home.
I'm still not used to the amount that I have to do now. Can you just let me take care of my responsibilities now, and then we can talk about me doing even more?
Will you, though?
By the way, Rhea, when you start bringing in even more money, we'll be able to afford a lot more things, right? Which means I'll be able to use more money, right?
Just because I'm going to be making more doesn't mean we can start using even more. I still plan on having money for when we retire, so that's what I'm wanting to put all this extra money into.
You really have it all figured out, don't you? Before we get married, you were trading stocks even.
We don't have any kids right now, so we do have quite a bit of money that we don't have to spend on them. But I want to put all that money into retiring so that I can retire early And you and I both have a bit of cushioning in case anything bad were to happen afterwards.
Retirement, huh? I like to think that as long as I'm having fun now, the future doesn't matter. I haven't really put any thought into the future, you know?
Well, it's best you start too. Remember that as time goes on, things like your health won't always be there for you. You have to make sure you have a plan for if things go south.
But before you and I are gonna be able to retire, we're gonna have to take care of the parents. I'd really like to live with my parents at some point.
What are you talking about now? I don't really think we need to be having your parents live together with us. We can still take care of them while we live in separate housing.
But what about when they really need us around them like 24/7?
And when that time comes, we can think about what to do. There happen to be a lot of services around now that can help with the elderly.
What the heck? Do you hate the idea of living with one's parents?
Kind of. To be blunt, I'm not really into that sort of lifestyle.
Why not?
The way I'm going to explain this is a little bad, but your parents happen to really love using money, right? Just the other day you were telling me about how they borrowed some money in order to gamble, right? I feel as though if they started to live with us, or us with them, I'd only have more things to be responsible for.
I get that those two happen to spend their money a little carelessly at times, but it's just gambling, and, they like doing that. Besides, they have no other hobbies, and, you happen to make a lot of money, right? Having them in our care would not harm you at all.
What are you talking about? You're acting like I'm making millions, when the amount I get every year isn't much more than most other people around us. I'm not some millionaire, alright? If those two don't find themselves different hobbies that cost less money, then I'm not going to let us live with them. Gambling is a very dangerous thing to enjoy and can lead to many bad outcomes. It can become an addiction and lead to loads of money being lost.
What the heck? You're just being really ignorant right now, you know?
How am I being ignorant? I'm just telling you the truth and how I feel about it. And this is all on top of the fact that I have to worry about your future for you as well. I do not want to worry about anything else besides ourselves in this house.
Fine, I get it. We don't have to talk about this stuff anymore.
Nico, how are things going for you? I still have a lot of work left on this trip, so are you managing okay?
There is not a single problem here.
I hope that's the case for you. Have you been taking care of all the chores and such like I asked?
I'm making it all work. Although I was a bit busy today, so I couldn't get as much done. I'm pretty worn out now, so the plan is to get to bed early tonight.
Is that right? What were you busy with today?
Moving and all that? I mean, that's all that kept me on my feet all day long.
Moving? Who was moving?
My parents.
Your parents ended up moving out of their house then?
That's right.
I didn't know they had plans to do anything like that. I'm a bit surprised. But at the same time, the house they did have was a bit too spacious for just the two of them. Where did they end up moving to?
Our house?
Our house? You're talking about...
That's right.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm saying that my mom and dad will not be living in our house with us. All their things are already in the house as well, so it's already been decided.
You're lying. Have you really decided to have those two move into the house with us already? Did I not tell you that I didn't want to live in the same house as them?
Well, it's not my fault that they both were having a hard time and asked me to take care of them. I just couldn't leave them.
But why the hell did you do all of this without talking to me about it first? What the hell were you thinking? You cannot decide things as important as that without me.
Well, I'm just letting you know about it right now, so that I didn't make this decision on my own anymore.
This is not a freaking joke, you dumbass.
Anyways, they're both finished moving into the house now, so no matter how much you complain, it is not gonna change anything. Here you go. Now my parents and I will be waiting for you to come home.
I'm sure both your mom and dad know about the amount of money I'm making right now, right? That means there's no way I'll be able to make enough money for the future I've been wanting. And now that there's 4 of us that'll have to live there, the house is going to be cramped. Are you really okay having no privacy now?
Come on, Rhea. I want you to make this place into a family home.
There are only 2 rooms in that house and a living room. That's it. And with only 1 bathroom and shower, there is never going to be a privacy there.
You don't gotta get all worried about all that, okay? They're your family. It'll be fine. Okay, let's be real about all this. As my wife, it only makes sense that one day you were gonna have to take care of my parents. So shut your mouth and deal with this.
Had they been in a position in which they needed our help or else they would have become homeless, I'd have been fine supporting them. But in your mom and dad's case, they both were playing with fire and got burned. Starting today, they're going to need to give up on gambling for good.
You're gonna take away the one thing that keeps them happy now? They've both worked so hard for all their lives to enjoy what they love, so just let them enjoy their retired lives the way they want to.
Then tell me where they'll get the money to enjoy themselves. Is that money expected to come from what I make? You and I have a future we need to save up for, and that does not involve them taking half of it from us. I do not like gambling, and will not allow my money to be used for it. So if you want to take care of them and their addiction so badly, then you pay for it.
Why are you so upset about them? And you don't really care about anyone besides yourself, do ya? Are you even human?
Am I even human? Ever since you and I got married, I've had to settle for your selfish acts and raise you like you're my child. So you have no right saying something like that about me. Considering I'm the one who is supporting you right now?
If you're not gonna take care of your husband's parents as well, then you're not even a wife. I'm disappointed in you. Stingy old hag is all that you are now.
Alright then. That's it. I've had enough of this. Go ahead and do as you like, Nico. But just know, I'm not coming back to that house now.
What are you saying? You're almost done with that business trip, right? You got nowhere else to go besides here.
Just you watch me. I'm not going to go back to you or those two addicts of yours. Who the hell would, though? Nobody wants to go back to a place that makes them suffer.
Hey, did you do something? I'm not able to use the credit card anymore.
That's right. You shouldn't be able to. I made sure to stop all the credit cards you have that were under my name. Also, all of the subscriptions you're on under my name, the internet to that house, and the water, gas, electricity, they have all been ended and cut now. And you will no longer be getting any money from myself either. I'm not handing you another penny.
What? My lifeline as well? What the heck are you thinking? Are you gonna steal everything I have from me?
How am I stealing something that I've been paying for? I promise as long as you start to pay for your own things, I won't touch them. I'm done taking care of you, so do what you like with the money you have.
Are you really still upset about having to live with my mom and dad now? Just give it up already!
Why do I have to be the one to put up with all your crap? I'm done being your bank for you, and I'm sure as hell not going to be your parents' bank now too. If you really want to help your parents out that badly, then you do it with your own money. Calling me stingy and anything but human is not going to help you.
How much longer are you gonna be that stubborn about all this? This is your own house here, right? Having me pay for all the bills here would be unfair to me.
Hold up. Did you know that I've been paying for all that myself this whole time? You never said anything about things being unfair for me then, right? Are you just upset because I'm finally making you pay for some things now? And that's the reason you think things are unfair now? That's odd, isn't it? You're kind of contradicting things now.
You're the one making all the money, so it's fine!
That kind of thinking is odd as well. I don't ever remember saying that I was working this job for the sake of making sure you don't have to work. If you want to have a happy life where you don't have to work forever, then you start picking up the slack and working yourself. I'm done looking after every single one of your needs.
Alright. I should be the one paying now, right? I'll do that then. I don't need you to help me out anymore. I'll be the one to take care of my parents.
That's right. You go ahead and do that now. You're going to have to put in a lot of work now caring for both your mom and dad, so the best of luck to you. If you come crying back to me looking for help, it's not happening.
I'm not gonna cry to you about anything. My parents are still getting some social security, so with what I will do, I will make something work. If you don't want to come back to us, then fine, go ahead and leave. I wouldn't even want a horrible wife like you back in this house anyway.
You can cut all of that out now. I already told you I'm not coming back, so that's that. When I'm done with my work here, I'll find myself somewhere to stay for a while.
We'll see. Do whatever you want, huh? I can't do this anymore. Rhea, come back to me, please!
What did I say? Don't come back crying to me. And look at what you're doing. It's only been 1 month and you've already faltered. Is it all really that bad for you there?
I never expected that my parents would use this much money. And when it comes to the house, it's only getting more dirty. I just can't do this anymore.
But you're not going to ask for my help anymore, right? Last month you were talking to me like you'd be able to handle things all on your own and didn't need me.
Well, I've finally come around to realizing just how much I need you. You're not only necessary for your money, but your ability to clean and cook and do the laundry. You've been doing all that for me before, right?
You're only just finding that all out now. I'm sure there was more than enough reason for you to have understood all of that back then. What is all of this now?
But now reality has really hit me. The amount of things that you did to keep me happy, I get it. I'm sure that you were even doing some chores for me still, after asking me to take care of everything, right?
Does that mean that house is like a dump right now?
Not a dump, but I've been still trying my best to keep things tidy, so it's not that bad. But every time I'm trying to get the place clean again, my parents come home and ruin it all again. Seeing them behave like that has really started to piss me off.
Didn't you do that same thing with me, though? You really took after your parents, I guess.
I'm really sorry for all that. I'm sorry for calling you stingy before, okay? I'm asking you to please come home.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going back there. I don't want to. I've chosen to get a divorce from you, Nico.
You're lying, right?
I'm very serious right now. And after that, I'm going to have the three of you leave that house for me. I'll be selling it here soon.
What? You're gonna sell it? This is our house, right?
I'm the one that bought the house, and my name is on it. It is my house, not our house. So I can do whatever I want with the place, right?
But if we're kicked out, then what do we all do?
You better start looking for an apartment you can afford with your income then. Then if you still want your parents living with you, bring them along too. You want to care for them, right?
I don't want us to get divorced, alright?
And I don't want us to be a couple anymore, all right? I've already been talking with a lawyer about all that's gone on. If you don't agree with me on this, then we'll have to take this divorce to court. Court costs a lot of money, which I'm able to afford. But can you?
But in a divorce, we gotta split our properties, right? That would mean that half this house would belong to me, right? I might actually have been able to keep this house then.
You're talking about our shared properties as a married couple, right? That house you've been living in was bought by me before we got married. It will not be affected by the divorce in any way.
Huh? What do you mean by that? That's part of the rules when it comes to splitting our properties?
That's right. My car, as well as the stocks I own, are all things I bought before we got married.
But all that money in our shared bank accounts will just be affected, right? I'll get half of that, right?
Well, it will be part of the divorce, but you're not going to be getting a whole lot if that's what you're trying to get at here. Because you always spend a bunch of money, there isn't much money left in that account. And I'm planning on getting a settlement from you in this divorce, so the remaining money will all need to go to me.
Why are you getting a settlement from me now? That's something you'd do if your partner was like cheating on you or something like that, right? I've not been doing anything like that.
It's not just when someone cheats on the other. It's when something is caused by one of the partners that the other is affected by in a negative way. For instance, you having your parents move into my house without ever asking me first. And when it comes to you never paying for any of the bills we had at home, I even have a good enough reason to get a settlement from you after all that money of mine you wasted.
Then how much would the settlement be?
I wonder how much I could get from you. Maybe enough to where you won't get a single dime in this divorce?
There's no way you can take that much from me. No way!
You think you can have a say in all of this when all of that is my money that I've earned and have been giving you so you don't have to work and can just relax all day? This is what's going to happen, Nico. The only thing about any of this that one should be saying no way to is the life you and your parents live. You have all wasted my money and my time.
If you divorce me, then I'll be done for. I don't even have the money to get myself a lawyer, so what can I even do here? If you take me to court over this, then I'm gonna need to get myself a lawyer to defend myself, right?
I don't care about what problems you'll be faced with. You figure things out yourself when it comes to all that. I'm done letting you have the easy life.
Alright then, this is what I'll do. I'll have my parents kicked out of the house, and you won't even have to care for them at all, Rhea.
And?
So now you don't have to get a divorce now, right?
What? So now you're going to toss your parents out? After all that blabbing you did about letting them stay with us and then bringing them in without ever telling me.
I want to show you that I can listen to you. I promise you that from now on, I will no longer make any unresponsible decisions, and I won't cause any problems. So please, can you just find a way to refrain from getting this divorce?
Do you have any idea of how much an idiot you look like right now?
I do! I understand it's stupid of me to ask you to forgive me right now, but without you, I can't live on in the world.
We all knew that. You're a textbook example of a parasite after all. If you don't have yourself a host, you will die. But from now on, you're going to be the host.
What? Wait, what do you mean by that?
Your parents happen to be even stronger parasites than you, right? I think they're going to suck you dry off of everything you have until you're nothing more than just skin and bones. Once you're at that point, then you might be able to understand how I was feeling not too long ago. I don't want to have any part in all that though, and that's why I'm going to run as far away as I can from you now. After that, I had my realtor go and kick my husband and his parents out of my house. They were very reluctant at first, but after about 30 minutes of crying and laying on the floor asking to please be left alone, the realtor had the police come and resolve the situation once and for all. Then, Nico and I got a divorce, and I didn't have to give him a penny after. After being kicked out of my house and forced to find a path of their own, those three found some way to continue on. But the apartment they ended up finding was both very small and very old. And when those three, with their terrible spending habits, get to a point in which they no longer have enough money, they start to pick money off of one another, causing fights left and right. Just like we were all thinking, that family is nothing but trouble. I'm sure Nico is regretting ever leaving his last job now that he's barely making enough to even support himself. Had he just focused on his own life and stopped acting like I'd always be there to support him, then none of this would be happening to him right now. I had been hoping that by some point, he'd learn to step it up and actually work for his money. But at this point, there is no hope for any of his family. From what I've heard about Nico lately, after the divorce he gained 40 pounds and became very sick. Since he had no money to spare, he couldn't get himself any healthy foods and resorted to nothing but frozen TV dinners to help sustain himself. When it comes to myself, I've moved into a smaller townhouse where I've begun my new life. I ended up not selling my old house and now have been renting it out to people as a bed and breakfast. It's a busy life having to manage both that place and my job now, but I'm able to manage and should be retired by the time I'm in my late 50s. Of course, that's if I decide not to find myself a new man and perhaps have a child or two between us in the next couple of years. Thank you for listening and watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.